been a resident of Boise, Idaho for over 800 years. I just don't get why this always happens to me every single time.
Oh, come on, guys. You get it. You get it, right?
Hello, and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast here on a fine Tuesday morning in Boise, Idaho on the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. To my right, I got Levi Gates.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, and in the middle, I'm Dane, and of course, to my left, none other than Anthony Fisher.
Hey, thanks for having me, Dane. Glad to be here.
Oh, of course. This is always a good time. Start off the week right. It's not Monday, it's Tuesday. That's how we have to have a whole Monday to get acclimated.
We do,
first.
yeah. You got to get the juices flowing.
That's right.
Kind of shake off the cobwebs from the weekend.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of get back in the swing of things.
But speaking of getting back in the swing of things, what do we have for housekeeping this week?
Oh, a couple exciting things, Dane. Well, first off, it's the end of September here, so which means, I think I said this last week, I think I said almost exactly this, that we're getting into cooler weather, and it's starting to feel like fall.
I'm wearing pants and a hoodie today.
Love it.
Favorite things are going to the junkyard, wearing Dixon flannels. I don't want to have to repeat all of that.
Do you want to go to the junkyard with me today?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really wear the right shoes for that. I had to get
You didn't wear your Brooks?
tetanus last time I went over there. Wasn't wearing thick enough soled shoes. So
Your fault for wearing sandals.
This week, our studio is still taken over at Buy Boxes as an update.
Yep.
And so hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have that cleared out and we can get our studio back for filming and for detailing and for doing cartwheels.
I think we are going to, the goal right now is to have the studio cleared out by the afternoon of the 8th of October.
So it's 1 week and a half?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's a good goal.
Hopefully, because we've got our final vinyl wrap class available happening that week there.
Yeah,
that's going to be
from Avery Dennison.
Yeah.
So yeah,
very fun.
Good time.
So other than that, though, we've been working on a few new things here around the office, shooting some new videos that you guys are going to enjoy. Actually, as a kind of teaser here, me and Levi did our first tier list video. Not tears as if like the tears you would cry, but tears as if like a level of tears. And
I'm still confused as to why we did it. But
the younger audience here, or not the younger audience, I should say the younger editors here really wanted us to make that happen.
They were like, this is fire. You need to do this.
They're like, no cap,
fire,
on
tier
God,
list,
for real.
Right, and we were like, I don't know half those words you said.
I'm not as old as you, but I am considered old amongst the crowd, and I have to say, even I know tier lists were like last year's thing.
Yeah.
So we're behind.
So we're behind also.
So
thanks, Jimmy.
We're trying. We're trying our best. Outside of that, though, I'm trying to think of new things on the website right now off the top of my head.
Well, we do have something that's going to be happening towards the end of this week.
There's a
again,
thing coming.
You guys got to tune in on Thursday's Q&A.
It's going to blow you away.
And you got to make sure that you're signed up for the newsletter.
Yeah.
So that you can be notified when this new thing drops. I've had distributors from across the galaxy.
That's really
reaching out saying,
itching.
What time are we dropping magic on Thursday?
Yep.
And I said,
wait for the horn.
Wait.
What's the horn in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah,
the horn of Gondor?
Yeah, when you see me, look to the east.
Okay.
On the morning of Thursday.
Yeah, you'll be at the mountain.
And I'll be at the mountain. Don't worry.
Horse? Are you going to be on a white horse?
I'll be on Sleipnir.
So while we're not really saying anything just yet, you guys now have a sense of the time. You know more than anybody else about TRC's special coming up this week.
Right. Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
You guys are in a very elite club. So I hope you recognize that.
That's right.
Yeah, so
but
anyway.
to be in a more elite club, you have to sign up for the newsletter. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Ooh,
again.
nice.
You gotta do it, guys. If you're not already there, what are you doing? Inform yourself.
Agreed.
Sign up.
Yeah. So we have that launch coming, and then we have technically finished our festive video shoot for this upcoming month, and I think you guys are gonna. I think you guys are going to love the video. I think it's hilarious. I think it's very fun. I think it gets you excited for mysterious things. And so we're pretty pumped on that. And again, with that coming up here in the next several weeks, probably another reason to sign up for the newsletter, just so you don't miss when maybe some of the cool limited style stuff drops, or maybe there's a certain mysterious something that you don't want running out of stock, right? Something like that. I don't know. That's all the hints I can really give. I'm trying to.
But that's not till October, so they've got some time to after they spend their money on Thursday.
Levi, time's flying by. September. I don't even know where September
disappeared.
But here's the
September
thing.
was here and gone.
October will disappear too. That's what we're trying to give them a heads up.
But here's the thing.
It'll be SEMA before you know.
Start saving money, because Thursday you're going to want to spend it.
Yeah. So
you're probably going to want to spend all your money on Thursday.
So what's going to happen?
But here's the problem.
What?
You also want to save money again, so that you can spend it all the middle of October.
Well, yes. So what's going to happen?
So we're giving you a roadmap.
They're going to go to like a Wendy's or McDonald's, or maybe they're going to go to a Jack in the Box.
Maybe they make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Well, no, they're going
lunches.
they're going to go to a fast food place today, right?
Or Dane, ramen.
What I want you to do is when you go to that fast food restaurant, I want you to literally tell yourself, "Hey, this isn't 2010 anymore.
Right.
What I'm about to eat is going to cost me $20, right?
Yeah, it's not cheap.
This used to be $8.
What used to be $8 is now $20, right? You have to remember that.
$5 is now $20.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
You have to remember it, right?
Yeah.
And so know that that's happening. So you can have extra money.
So let's start doing peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
That's right, Joey.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Start making your coffee at home.
Yeah.
Right? Figure out ways to save some money so you can spend it all this weekend and in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Like Jimmy came in yesterday, right?
Yeah.
With a pumpkin spice latte from a PCL, right? From Starbucks. I said, "What are you doing, Jimmy?" And he goes, "No, I really like the taste of it, right?"
Spice with a C?
He did. Yeah, PCL.
Oh, yeah. Spice.
It's so dumb.
Spice.
Oh boy, you are still waking up.
Yeah.
So,
Spice.
but
PSL.
And then he was like, "Yo,
I love it.
let's have some Houston's hot chicken for lunch."
It's PCL now. We're just
and we
sticking
were
with
like,
that.
"Wow, that's like you've spent like $25 already
So
today, and you
much.
haven't even done anything."
Yeah. So anyway,
Sorry, I had
so
to.
Jimmy, right, came in with that. And I said, "What are you doing, man?" Spice. I like that. I like that.
Spice.
So, because I'm like, dude, that was like $10, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, "No, it wasn't that much. It was like 8 or whatever it was." And I'm like, "That's pretty much, that's premium detailing products right there." So, just keep that in mind. We are going to move on from here. So let's jump into some freaking weekends. Dane, I heard you got crazy this week, right?
So did I.
I heard through a couple of our friend groups
the
that
cops
Dane
came to his house.
Wow.
So you heard the same story then, right? I heard the same thing about the cops. I heard the thing about the fireworks.
Yeah.
And I heard the thing about they were like hosting some type of underground chicken fighting ring in his
he pulled his cars
crawl
out.
space.
No, he pulled his car. He did it in the garage.
They did it in the garage. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
well,
Both
yeah,
cars
wouldn't
out
want
and the
neighbors
doors
finding
shut.
out.
Well, what was crazy to me is that they managed to fit an entire taco truck inside the driveway, right?
Yeah.
To host this event, right?
Yeah.
Along with, I think there was like a mobile Shake Shack, which I told
Mobile
them.
Shake Shack.
You
I'm like,
know
told him
I
all
wouldn't
that.
bring anything with steak or shake
No,
in its name
Dane,
into my household.
that's why it was so crazy to me.
I would not do
It was
that.
very strange.
That's
Okay.
a bridge too
So-
far.
so
This
tell-
is embellishment.
So tell us about your crazy weekend.
Okay, my crazy
Actually, the
weekend.
Shake Shack was on top, on the road, the road above his house. That way, it wasn't technically on his property. No bad juju.
Actually, it was just because they got lost on the GPS, because that's where every delivery driver accidentally winds up, is the road above my house.
Yeah.
No, knowing Dane's like there would be like a what's that called, a landslide?
falls
Well,
in.
now
And
they're
the
in my
Shake Shack
driveway.
falls into his house.
That would be the steak and or shake way.
Yeah.
Shake weight. Anyway,
Spice.
so spice. I'm gonna remember that forever now. That's my new favorite thing. Okay, so as far as my weekend goes, it may not have been the most insane. It wasn't like a takeover or anything like that, but it was fun. We had ourselves a good time. We went over to my folks' house and we had ourselves a little September aggregate birthday kind of thing.
Oh.
So in my family, it's a tradition, rather than necessarily doing individual's birthday, we do kind of a collective birthday for everybody who's in that month, and we find a time to get all the family together. We'll do individual birthdays, like one-on-one for like people who are like direct, family member kind of thing. But for the broader family, it's like, okay, we'll just have a time this month where everybody gets together and we're like, these are all the September birthdays.
Yeah.
So I'm the odd man out in my family. I'm the only one who doesn't have a September birthday.
So basically
my
the whole
immediate
family is
family.
born in September.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So my brother, my parents, they're all part of that. But
All right.
for me, it's, I'm May, so I'm way, way out.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they have their new house that they've got into. They're getting more comfortable with it. They've got a fun backyard. It's really a nice place. But the thing to know about it, here's where it gets crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So we had ourselves a little cookout in the back. My cousin cooked up, burgers and all kinds of good stuff for everybody. Lots of grilled veggies. Love it.
Yeah.
But the odd thing about their backyard, other than the fact that it has a pond, lake, whatever you want to call it, it's deep enough. It's like 40 or 50 feet deep, so it's substantial.
So bodies rise to the surface every once in a while.
Yeah, the corpses float.
Sure, okay, that's the
Yeah.
first thing I think of when I
When
see
you-
a beautiful lake.
When you forget to chain them down with weights,
Yeah.
that's what usually happens.
That's what they
Dane.
did with those grandparents.
A couple of
Yeah.
concrete shoes. Okay, so apart from that, here's where it gets a little weird. The house in question, the dock, is detachable. Like
So it just randomly floats out into the
it's
middle of the
attached
lake?
with bolts to a gangway that goes up onto the beach, but you can detach it fairly easily and attach an electric motor to it with a car battery and drive it around the lake.
So did you do that?
Yeah, they did that.
That's
so
fun.
that was
So what
pretty
you're
cool.
saying is, if we buy a swamp boat,
Yes.
we can take it out on the
You
lake.
could- You could like the rule there, I guess, is like there's a certain
Has
like
the motor
horsepower
has to.
limit.
Oh, okay.
So it's better than their old house with their lake was, where you couldn't have any powered craft. Here they allow for powered craft, but it has to be like low power, so like troller motors, that kind of stuff. But electric motors work best because they make no noise, and if it's in the water, who cares?
So does
So-
Ego want to sponsor an electric fan boat build?
You could probably do some crazy
blowers.
stuff with some Ego
They're
batteries.
pretty sweet, right?
I
Or
wouldn't
there's
doubt
the
it.
Viper chair or Viper fans, right?
Viper fans.
Industrial.
Well, we get Viper
Those fans are
fans.
crazy.
We get Ego batteries and
Yeah.
Ego blowers.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we have the extra boost.
Yeah, they
From
work
the
like
blowers.
jetpacks above the water,
Right.
and then underwater you have the propellers.
Well,
doing
we
their
know
thing.
we just put the blowers in. Oh, my phone's ringing.
You're
Yeah,
going
you're
off.
going
Um, Put the blowers in the water like a jet boat.
Okay, yeah.
Put
see
those
that.
on. It pushes us along.
And get moving.
So
yeah,
basically-
there's been some temptation to bring some other powered craft on.
Dane,
tonight.
what I'm wanting to know is,
Yeah.
could we potentially grab ourselves a mobile barbecuer, right? A little stove top, little table, right? And
Some
take
lawn
this
chairs.
raft thing out, right? And cook slop dogs in the middle of the lake?
Technically, it is possible.
Yes.
How
Here's-
big is this dock?
It can fit about
Is it 10 by 10 by 10?
to 10 people. I would
6
say.
by 6?
That's
8
quite
by
a
8?
few people, Dane.
So here's
Are
here's
you
what you need
guys
to understand.
dry docking this dock? Or are you guys wet docking it?
It's wet docking. It just floats.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just
Dane
floats.
likes to drive it onto the sand.
Gotcha.
It has no wheels, but it does have tires. Those keep it afloat.
Yeah.
But no, the thing to understand about this, the reason why this oddball dock is there in the first place is because the previous owner of this house, the first owner, he was like a retired engineer type. Like he was just kind of the guy who likes to tinker on stuff. And apparently he got a bug up his butt one day and decided, I'm going to make myself a really, really, really sturdy dock. And not only that, I want it to be able to drive like a boat. Because why not? Okay, I'm going to make it so stable that I can actually get
Do you think
forward
that
momentum
he
and not
actually
tip
did it,
over.
or do you think he paid somebody to do
No,
it?
this is the funny thing. He engineered and built this thing, and then his neighbors paid him to build them floatable docks. So
That's
he
how-
actually made multiple
Well,
docks
that's
for
how
other people.
that's how he ended up in that nice of a house.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Uh-huh.
He was
So-
just docking with people.
Yep.
He was docking with tons of different people.
Yep.
So,
Neighbors,
yeah,
family,
basically,
friends.
At least a few of the neighbors saw him trolling, with his wife around the lake, and they're like, "I want to do that."
Yeah.
So they got themselves.
So the
some
word
dogs
is
too.
trawling.
Trolling.
Trolling.
I call it trolling, like
Well,
a troller
for what it's
troller
worth.
motor. I ride in the trolley in San Francisco.
TRAWL.
I'm having fun with these words now.
Well, it's
because
also
I say
funny.
roof, but you get mad when I
At
go
He's out
that-
trolling with his wife.
At that
trolling with it.
neighborhood.
That's cruising. That's a different thing. But
In that neighborhood, I could definitely see one of those neighbors saying, "Hey, can you just make me one of those?" Right?
Yeah.
And he could say, "Hey, this is really expensive," and they would
That's
say,
fine.
"Look where we live," and then they'd be like, "Yep, everybody can afford their own
so
moving dock."
here's the thing that makes this even more wacky, though, is that the original owner's dream, the reason he built this floating dock that he could drive, was so he could take it around the lake, up the channel to the side,
And out onto the
over
river.
to the other opening of a smaller lake off on another side there in the other end of the neighborhood, which happens to face right up against the back of a new restaurant called Coa del Mar that is made by the same people who made Barbacoa. So
That place isn't open yet, though.
it's not. It's under construction. But that was his dream to build.
He was
this
going
place
to drive
build
his.
for that
He was going to
purpose.
drive his dock.
With a table on it and go over and get served on the water. That was his goal. Like, this guy was a baller. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. So my parents are like, we're going to do that. When this place opens, we are going to drive
Your
over there with
parents
a
are
table
like,
on
We've got
it.
a table and chairs.
So they're going to try it. I
Cruise
think.
over there and get
So
some food.
yeah, it's pretty wacky, but
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
That's
Anyway,
funny.
that was a weekend spent with those guys. Had great fun.
Yeah.
And it was just a nice time playing
Yeah.
in the water and played some some cornhole, did some bocce ball, etc. Various things. So yeah, had a good time. It was nothing too crazy though. No underground meats. No chicken fights. No
Sponsored by Express Cafe.
No taquerias hidden in my garage. Nothing like that. But
You did not
still
go
a
to
good
Express
time.
Cafe?
Oh, of course I went to Express Cafe.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Because I literally saw two of my coworkers on the way over there.
So where'd you?
But that's why
you
you
went on
to
Saturday
Express
morning.
Cafe?
I went on. Actually, no, I went on Sunday because Saturday was when we
Gotcha.
had the stuff.
Would
So
you end up
Sunday-
getting a chicken fried steak or?
No, I got a breakfast sandwich. I got the bacon. Their version of like an egg
Bacon
McMuffin
egg.
type thing, but it's better. It's just better.
It's a pretty good breakfast sandwich, but I am still amazed that you will drive that far to go.
It's another state.
Yeah, you're
I
you're
like
driving to Oregon.
supporting that business.
I
know
think
that.
the
It's
reason
funny.
why that business
Yeah.
is still alive is
Give them
because
a-
you go
give
there.
them a month's salary.
But also, it gives me an excuse to drive quite a ways on roads that I like. So I enjoy that part.
Well, it's like
But
a
yes.
bill, right? Dane, it's just like a cell phone bill, car payment, things
It's,
like
uh,
that.
just
another
Dane has an
thing
Express
I
Cafe
expect.
bill
Yeah.
that he spends every
Yeah.
month.
He's
So-
gonna go
And then
to
whether he
an
needs it or not.
accountant someday, and the
So-
guy's gonna be like, "So what is this expense
Yeah, there's
right here?"
I could
$150
explain
a
that.
month.
Pretty
That's, it's a
massive
tricky one.
food expense.
Oh, the thing with that was on my way over there, I crossed paths with Gabe because it's hard to miss his Land Cruiser because it has a big, GoPro looking wrap on it.
Yeah.
And then on my way back, I don't know if Jimmy saw me, but I saw Jimmy. He was leaving the area where Happy Teriyaki is over in Eagle. On my way back down Eagle
He was
Road.
at Happy Teriyaki that early in the
I
morning.
don't know if he was at Happy Teriyaki.
What time of the day was this?
This was bordering on noon, so this is like 11:30 going on noon.
Oh.
But the thing was,
What time
his-
did you get to Express Cafe?
like around 11:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
They
so a
close.
brunch.
They close at 2. So
They close
Yeah,
at
a
2:30.
brunch.
So
Get there before
anyway, on my way back, there's no mistaking it. Jimmy's Focus is very recognizable because it is a non-RS with an RS wing. It has the bronze/gold wheels, and it has little eyelids over the headlights. I mean, it's the
Well,
only white one I know that looks like
eyelashes.
that. It's
Get it
little
right.
eyelashes.
They are eyelashes.
Got the
It's very
eyelashes.
distinctive, and I know it when I see
He
it.
also can
so
make one wink.
I looked over and I
Which is
saw. I was
pretty
like, "You can't hide from me." But anyway, that was.
that?
That was
no,
my
he was
weekend.
hiding.
Yeah,
said
no,
that.
just I said that as I drove by. I gave him a little rev as I went by,
Yeah, you
just to let him know.
You can't
I
hide
I
from
see
me,
you.
Jimmy. see you on
see
the
you.
road. And Jimmy's like, what?
It's
I didn't
kinda
see you.
Out here
Weird.
recommending tier lists a year after they're popular. I see.
Were you driving the Jag or were you
Yes.
driving the...
I was driving the Jag.
makes
The-
even-
the Flex I've been driving all week because of a certain project we've been working on that had to
That's true.
required it and required some
Can't
modifications
hide
for
from
the
me.
week. But yes, then I
Find
swapped
you.
over and enjoyed the Jag this weekend. So there was that. Anyway, that was my weekend. But
Fun.
some
Well,
are just better than others.
and you end up finishing killing it.
Yes, I finished killing it. I finished the show foundation, had a few other things. I'm actually installing a dog door today.
Big one? Another one?
So
Same
the thing
size?
is, I have a dog door that
Yeah.
exists in my back door of the house on the first level. But the problem is, that one is like a weatherproof dog door, and it's cool and all, but the cat can go in and out of it. And now we're at a point where the cat has brought in enough things that we don't want to have another oven
Sassy.
incident. So I bought a
Fine hunter.
smart dog door
Okay.
that'll work with Callie's collar. So when she's in proximity of it, she can go in and out, but then it locks itself for anybody else trying to go
Sassy
in.
is now left her own devices, meaning she'll
Yeah.
have to let in and out.
Here's the harder part too for Sass though. I saw a giant hawk on my fence yesterday,
No.
and I'm a little concerned for
She's
Sass.
very petite.
she's
got
small enough.
she's got big paws, but
yeah,
she's very
her
petite.
body is about the size of my water bottle.
Yeah,
maybe.
she's a small cat.
Cats go missing every single day.
So all I know is when I rolled
And,
up yesterday,
you know,
it's the first time I've ever
gotta be
seen
prepared.
an
A
hawk on
actual hawk hanging out on my fence, just standing there looking into my yard. And I'm like, what are you doing there, bro?
Yeah.
For lunch.
So that was kind of
If
exciting.
you've ever seen The Secret Life of Pets, then you would know
Yeah.
how dangerous hawks are.
So I know someone's probably going to say it, so I'll say it before they say it. I'm probably going to get myself a fake owl to perch up on
smart.
top of the house or
Dane,
on.
why don't you just
the
dress
deck
as an
or
owl?
on the fence?
and then
That is
change,
highly
and then-
impractical.
Yeah, change your light bulb while you're out there.
I saw Zack Snyder's Watchmen. Dressing in an owl costume does not lead to good things. Okay, anyway, moving on.
Oh, that's great.
Levi, your weekend.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So my weekend started out bright and early. Saturday morning, 4:30 in the morning, meeting Josh at the airport so
Ooh.
we could fly to Salt Lake City.
Ah, that's right.
Now,
Yeah.
while we were sitting on the plane, we ran into Rod and Jody from Zenware.
No
Hey,
way. The
They
boys
were
from
on the
Zenware.
flight as well.
Great.
So we
Yeah.
the four of us shared an Uber
Yeah.
to Budco. And when we got there, Matt Ward from Diamond Protec was there. He had driven. So Matt and I live about a block away. I don't go miss. They always do. Yeah, are you carrying that cat? I saw the picture. That's awesome. So
See, the thing with this podcast is, even though it's audio, you kind of have to see some of the visuals to
Oh, these are
understand
great.
why.
So,
we're
but Matt left his house at 3 a.m. and drove to Salt Lake.
Yeah.
He arrived 30 minutes before Josh and I
okay.
showed up. So, got everything set up. PNS was there. Buff and Shine was there. RotaFest, us, and Diamond Protec. So, good little open house at Budco. They had a soda and cookie truck,
Yeah.
so you could get a mixed drink and
Okay.
a cookie. Pretty typical of Utah.
Yeah.
They had demos. They had sales going on. They had about 200. I think the total, like they said, they had 200 active registered members show up
Oh wow.
of their
showing.
wholesale team of people that come in, of customers that have memberships, and then 50 new signups at the show. So about 250 people total showed up to the event that day, and it was the morning till 2. Lots of little demos and stuff going on in different corners of the building. But all in all, really good event. I got to see Ulysses. He showed up.
Nice.
Another gentleman named Tug showed up to say hello.
Not Bankert.
Possibly.
Oh.
I don't know. His name tag said Tug on it, and he was very excited to see me, and he had a Rag Company shirt on.
Okay, that might be.
So
Tug
I assume
or,
it's probably
Tug R or
either
yeah.
one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not too many
I don't
Tugs
know
we
which
know.
one.
We have
but-
2 Tugs in our audience. I know that.
Yeah, one of those Tugs showed up.
Okay, very cool.
But I saw Ulysses and Tug, and then
Well, 2 tugs might be better than 1.
yeah, and then got to see Patty
Yeah.
from Veteran Detail. He showed
Oh,
up,
fun,
so it was
yeah.
great to spend time with Patty. And then Chris from On-Site Sign, On-Site Shine, who I refer most of any of Carly's family that asks for a detail job. I usually refer them
Nice.
to Chris or Jaime of JRG Recon.
Yeah.
Jaime was there too, so that was cool to see him. Yeah, we just had it was a good time just hanging out, talking to customers, explaining processes. We had a lot of fans that I didn't even know. Like, they don't comment on the podcast. They watch all our videos.
Oh.
They're, big fans of the show. So that was cool to see them. And then we packed everything up, and 2 o'clock we all left. Josh and I were waiting for our Uber. Matt drives off. PNS crew drives off. Josh and I are sitting there waiting for our Uber. The Uber showed up, and as we're riding in this very smelly Uber,
Oh, no.
well, it was a Lyft, actually. But while we're driving in this very smelly car, we get notified as we're pulling in to get dropped off at the airport, like literally on the arrival, like the departure lane, getting dropped off. Our phones alert that our flight has been delayed for 1 hour.
I love that.
So we're like, dang it. Like, we could have gone and gotten some food or something, right? So we're like, crap. So now we're here, right? So we're like, okay, 3 o'clock. Well, let's screw it. Let's go in. We'll grab some food, sit down. So Josh and I find a place. We're sitting down, eating. Phones alert again.
Of course.
Flight's delayed till 4 o'clock. We're like, okay, so now we're later, right?
Yeah.
So we sit there like, screw it. We'll just hang out some more. We'll eat, talk. Alert comes up again.
Yeah.
Flight's delayed till 5 o'clock.
Ooh.
So it's like, this sucks. So I'm calling Carly. I'm telling her, like, hey, got delayed again. I was bummed because, like, our flight originally was supposed to leave at 3. Then it said delayed from 3 to 3:40, then 4, then 5. So super frustrating because I was excited because I was going to get home early.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right? We had a nonstop 45-minute flight. It was going to be great. So the 5 o'clock flight, when it showed up, when we got to that, it delayed it didn't take off till 5:40.
Oh.
So when we landed in Boise, it was 6:30. So hustled home, hung out with the family, enjoyed. I was tired. I was really tired. And the kids and Carly went to the Renaissance Fair on Saturday.
Ooh, how fun.
They got dressed up, and that was the picture you saw in the beginning there. They had a blast, absolute blast. Carly said they were like in heaven. They just had the best day.
Was that down at the
It was at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
And it was $10 to get in.
Well, that's
and
not bad.
they were like, it was awesome, really awesome. So I was like, man, I wish I could have gone. And she goes, well, it's happening tomorrow if you want to go. And in my head, I'm like, well, I have nothing to do. I would love to do that. So Sunday morning, we get up, get dressed. Kids get their costumes on. I'm dressed normally, like a peasant, as Augie called me.
Where's your tunic, sir?
Yeah. And he gets one of his buddies. They join up. And the three of us all head out to... we all head out to the event. So the four of us, Carly stayed home, but me and the three kids went, had a blast. Hadley bought a sword, foam sword, for $25. Augie's buddy bought a knife for $10, a foam dagger, and then a $10 wooden sword.
Oh, I like that.
So that he could walk around. He had a little night costume
what are
on.
the quality of these?
The foams were very nice quality. The wood was not so much.
Gotcha.
But Augie was walking around. He had on my beard and yarn beard and and hat.
Seemed
and
to
then
really suit him.
He had parts of his Viking costume and parts of his knight costume, and then he was rocking our giant battle axe, and he was walking around with that. And so people thought he was a dwarf because he was so little, and he had his giant beard and that giant axe.
Could you bring a real sword into this event?
Oh yeah, there were people with real swords.
No way.
Yeah, and there was tons of real swords for sale.
So because that's
It's just
the thing.
that kind of place.
As some people might know, I have two true genuine replicas of the 300 Spartan sword, which I really like, right?
Yeah.
Very heavy, kind of unwieldy.
Yeah.
And then I also
You have to be a Spartan to wield it.
Yeah.
Then I also have Gandalf's sword, a direct one-to-one comparison, leather-wrapped handle and everything, beautiful little sapphire.
Do you hang those on your wall in your office?
No, I keep them in my closet, right,
okay.
as my first weapon of choice if there were to be a break-in.
Oh.
So
Okay.
thing is,
I would probably pull the Spartan sword just in case the person had a gun.
no.
That way you could deflect bullets with it.
So-
because
no.
it's a wide sword.
Ideally,
Yeah, broad.
I am slicing the bullets in half, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and that
of
would be
course.
terrifying,
As
right?
we all know, Anthony has this sort of coordination.
Some people say, yeah, don't bring a knife to a gunfight, right?
No, but you can definitely bring a sword.
You bring a
Right.
sword, you're going to scare the crap out of somebody,
a
right?
bigger knife.
Because
Well,
if
I'm
I just,
imagining a scene.
yeah,
You, for some reason, you're not wearing underwear. You're wearing that furry underpants that the Spartans are wearing.
yes,
Right.
correct,
Oh, dear.
correct.
Because it's the middle of the night.
Well,
I'm
so-
an intruder, and I intrude upon your home. That's how you're going to be dressed anyway, because you're just asleep.
Well,
So you come out,
You're partially right.
and you got your sword,
partially.
and I see it, and I go, "Oh my gosh, I'm now in a movie."
No, I'm gonna be wearing my lederhosen from my honeymoon
okay.
of 2019,
Sorry.
right?
Mhm.
Because the lederhosen,
comfortable.
not only is it a nice thick quality leather, right? Completely covers my kind of waist down, right? In that thickness,
Yeah.
and so that would be terrifying. You
Yeah.
get somebody running at you in a home, in a break-in situation, and wearing
Just a
lederhosen with a
half-naked
sword
man
in his
Yeah,
hand.
lederhosen and a sword.
Nobody's gonna want to mess with me.
I could see that. Yeah,
Wow.
you're right. Yeah, I'd want to turn and run away. But anyway, so we walked around, enjoyed, had some kettle corn, got some lemonade, looked at all the fine wares. They had them, but the line was
Okay,
very long.
I'm sure it was.
They had turkey legs.
I don't even like turkey, but if I go to a Ren fair, I'm going to have to eat a turkey.
Oh, you
We
have
ran
to-
into
it's a
we ran into
masculinity
Glenn.
thing. You need
She was
to.
there, so we ran into her.
And she said she was dressed up as a devil.
I don't know what her character is, but she was
Yeah.
terrifying.
Okay.
She had horns, fangs.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Was she
weaponry.
talking as normal Glenn?
Yeah, she was
Good.
because
At
she was
that
purchased
time.
at the time. I said hello to her.
Did she run away on all fours, or was she walking?
No,
like
she
a
was
normal
walking
person?
upright.
Okay, so not fully feral
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Okay.
But she was dressed all in black with armor, weapons. She had a potions bottle with some form of potion, possibly Gatorade. I don't
So
know.
she wasn't like a strange Maleficent type?
No, Dane, you would have been scared as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then she told me, "I'm going to go buy a real sword right now," and I said, "Okay, have
That
fun."
sounds like Glenn.
Yeah, and but yeah, so good day though. We were hanging out, had a lot of fun. The kids were enjoying themselves. Then we packed up, went home, hung out, and just chilled. I was exhausted. So Sunday we went to Costco in the afternoon, got a little shopping done. One of the things that I was really looking for was I need to keep outfitting the camper, right?
Yeah.
So Carly and I went through a list, started buying stuff. So Carly's like, "Hey, I'll get the bedding, you get the memory foam topper for the mattress." I said, "Perfect, got that." We got batteries for the fairy lights that we're going to put in the bunks for the kids. We got that handled. Kids
Okay.
installed those. I started looking. I go, I need to get some chairs. Found some chairs, some standard chairs on Walmart. We have our own set of camp chairs, but I wanted to have a set solely for the trailer.
Camper chairs, yeah.
Just for the trailer.
Yeah.
You know, if someone forgets theirs, hey, we've got them in the trailer, right?
Yeah.
So found four, $7 a piece on Walmart.com in navy blue, which I thought matches the trailer very nicely. Put them in the trailer. I've got a little table coming, a little expandable table. That's on its way. I got some plates and things like that, some dishware. We still got to get some more. But just getting things. Got some lanterns, things like that. Just accoutrements for the trailer.
Yeah, you're outfitting.
Correct.
A new home essentially.
So one of the things was we should get a TV for this trailer, right? And possibly a DVD player, right? So I've been doing some research.
Physical media in
Yeah.
this day and age.
Right. Well, I'm thinking about it, Dane. Where we go camping, our
Yeah.
phones don't work.
Yeah.
We don't even have
true.
Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
right? So the trailer's wired for Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
but I have to buy a router and buy a
Right.
series and stuff, and I can plug it in, and then it's got a big antenna on the top.
Okay.
So
It also says download movies to a USB device.
we could as
Also
well.
true.
So I'm thinking I need a TV, not only with USB capability, but also the physical media aspect so that when there is no service whatsoever,
You know.
right, I want to be able to just maybe chill out. Maybe it's raining. go and watch a movie.
Plug and play.
Maybe we're watching Last of the Mohicans. I don't know.
There you go.
You know.
Whatever you're in the mood for.
Right. So I thought TV, DVD player.
Yeah.
All my research I've been doing on Amazon is getting me to about $200.
Okay.
Because I have to get a rack to mount the little DVD player to the back of the TV.
Yeah.
I got to get the TV.
I mean, that's at least
I can
30
only,
to 50
yeah,
bucks.
and I'm like, under 40-inch televisions, like the price doesn't stop.
It's funny. Like a 40-inch TV, incredibly cheap for a 40-inch TV.
Yeah.
But once you go below that mark, it's
Doesn't
like,
change.
They kind of just stick around.
It doesn't
that-
exponentially change.
It almost feels like these prices are made up.
Yeah. So it's like, great. So I could get a 40 for $200 or even $140.
Yeah.
But I can buy a 32-inch for $150.
Okay.
And it's like, it doesn't make sense. But
Yeah.
the area in which this TV is going to go, realistically, 32 inches is what's going to fit. So I started doing my research on that. Buying groceries, stopping at the Fred Meyer's to get a couple little like milk and things for the kids. What do I see? An RCA 32-inch TV with integrated DVD player
Wow.
for $139.
Jeez, it's like it's 2010
And I
all
go,
over again.
whoa. I think I should get that. So then I go back that night to pick it up because the sale will last till Tuesday, right? So I'm like, I
Yeah.
better jump on that. I walk in the door, tell the guy, I want to get that little 32-inch with the VCR, or the
Yeah.
DVD. And he's like, all right. So we grab it. He goes, I said, this is a great price. And he goes, I'm going to save you even more money.
Ooh.
Got on the app, downloaded the $10 off for spending $50 or more. You get $10 off. Then added a coupon to give me 300 times fuel points.
Ooh.
3x fuel points on there
Oh.
for every 100 I spend, basically, right?
Yeah.
So then scan another coupon. $30 off on electronics.
Imagine that.
So this $140 television now is ringing up at $100 with tax, $6. Whole thing in and out. Not only did I get an extra 300 fuel points, meaning 30 cents off a gallon
Yeah.
of gas at their gas station, but I walked out the door with a $106 television. Ordered the
Can't believe it.
full motion mount
Yeah.
with lock. $22. That's getting delivered today. I'm going to mount that on the backer board, mount the TV. I'll be able to be watching Last of the Mohicans later tonight if I want
you
to.
go.
That is honestly what you just said.
So-
Everything right there. DVD, TV combo,
I'll sit on my
swiveling
jackknife
mount,
couch.
$7 chairs. If that doesn't scream life of luxury, I don't know what
Right?
does.
Now all I need to do is
Wow.
build a TV unit for outside when
Yeah.
I'm sitting near my outdoor kitchen.
Something that slides
Right?
out with your folding couch kitchen.
Or so you know what I think you need to do, honestly.
Folding out kitchen.
No, I think you're doing it all wrong.
pops up.
You need to set
Projector?
up the projector.
Ah,
You got to do projector out in the woods there. Projector screen, pulls it down side of the
I can
trailer.
see that. Mhm.
You sit there doing that. You got a campfire next to you, right?
Yeah.
You got the projector going off maybe like a ladder or a piece of wood, or maybe it's in a tree.
No,
in a
maybe
tree.
I build a mount and I mount it to the side of the trailer, and it's plumbed into the DVD player, wired in. Who's not to say?
Yeah, you could do whatever. I mean, you could do whatever you want, man. But I'm just saying that would probably be the best vibe.
But then I could just play whatever movie is playing on the thing. I could just play it outside.
I mean, if you got an awning that comes off, and you're going to have another piece of awning, like a screen that hangs
That's
down.
what I'm
from
You
that
saying.
can.
awning,
No, you can
point
do
it
that.
back,
You guys, they
can
make
do that.
those.
Or
They
you can
literally
find-
I've
have
literally
things
never
to add to
seen
your
that before.
awning.
I
It's because
think-
you're not RVers
No,
like
You
me.
could
I-
find a limestone
I just
rock
created
face.
this idea.
You're not successful
project
RVers
onto
like
it.
myself.
I just created the RV projector solution package.
Okay, I like it. I like where your head's at.
I think that's gonna be a freaking awesome time, right? Marshmallows, campfire, you got your movie playing in the background, and it's so big that even the bears and the backwoods people can enjoy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's what it's all about.
They'll
Like,
watch safely
honestly,
from a distance.
How freaking terrifying would that be, right? You should be watching like Deliverance or something like that, right? Like
Number one,
in-
don't be watching Deliverance on a
Not gonna be-
projector.
I'm not going to be watching Deliverance on a projector.
Okay,
Sorry.
Okay,
That's gonna
I'm
send the
just
wrong
saying,
message.
you're in the woods, right? Any scary movie, The Blair Witch Project, whatever you want to watch,
Yeah.
right? What a trip would that be, right?
would be
like,
terrifying.
Like in the middle of the woods, pitch black, the only light you have is in the projector. Like I don't think I wouldn't even do that for fun. I think you'd have to pay me to actually sit through a scary movie in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
That would scare the
Oh,
crap out of
man.
me. I would be so weirded out. There's man.
They could get you. Yeah, no, not wrong. I mean, you've seen that there was a viral video of like a nature photographer in Alaska or something when that huge Kodiak comes up and just sits right next to him and just looks out at the view he was taking pictures of. And the bear's just sitting there right next to him. The guy's like very slowly kind of looking like, okay, what do I do now? And then after a minute of sitting and just appreciating the view, the bear gets up, kind of sniffs, and then turns around, starts walking towards the guy. He gets really nervous, but then walks right past him, just keeps walking on. Imagine that happens to you, but you're out there.
I don't want
watching
to
a movie
imagine
in the
that. I'll be
woods.
with my wife and children. I don't want that happening to any of us.
You might have a bear hanging
So,
out.
You can
watching a
borrow,
movie
borrow
with
my
you.
sword.
Yeah.
There
So
you go.
Sunday night we're just chilling out at home. Monday morning I wake up, I'm getting, doing some dishes, getting lunches ready to go, and I remember I've had my cousin's truck for the last 2 weeks at my house.
Yeah.
He dropped it off before he went to Italy to have me detail it.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head I thought, you know what a good cousin does? He waits until the very end
Yeah.
to get his car detailed so that it's the most cleanest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't make sense to clean it and then pull it out and park it on the side of my house for 2 weeks and get all dirty again, because then I'd have to wash it. So I'm like, I'll just wait.
Yeah.
And I think, when does he get back? And I look, oh, he gets back today. This was yesterday morning. And I'm like, crap. I was supposed to start working on it on Sunday. So last night I get home from work. It is a mad dash to get that truck detailed.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's a gray Ford F-150 with black interior.
Okay.
I'm doing my standard interior with just a quick Uno Protect or Uno Advanced on the outside. Wipe it down. But it was covered in water spots.
Of course.
Tons of dog hair.
Naturally.
And his driver's seat, because he works on the railroad, he's the only one that drives in his truck. So the rest of the seats weren't bad. Just some dog hair from walking around.
Yeah.
But not bad. It just, like he hadn't cleaned it. There was dirt under the seats and stuff that had just accumulated.
Sure.
So it was a long night last night to just get that thing done. I finished it. Carly came out and helped me towards the very end, which was very nice. And I was able to get it as close to being done. And then this morning, went out there, hustled on getting it fully finished, wiped down, got the Advanced put on, or the Defender put on it. Wiped out the rest of the interior stuff, just anything that I missed. I've still got to do some light dressing touch-up, get the floor mats in it, and do a couple, just wipe down the wheels, and it's done. But I hate that. I was so bummed that I had completely forgotten to do his truck. But it was because that weekend threw me off. Because of having to go on the trip on Saturday, this would have been the weekend that I had planned to work on it. So it was just frustrating to have that. So thankfully, got that done.
Okay.
I can work on the trailer. I also bought an item. You'll love this, Anthony. It's a leveler.
Ooh.
A Bluetooth leveler. You mount it in the trailer. It's got its own internal battery that you can recharge with a battery pack.
Yeah.
You mount it, screw it into a cabinet or something on the inside, right? And then you pull up the app on your phone while you're in your truck. You pull it up, and you back it into whatever spot you want to be in, and it'll tell you exactly left to right, front to back, where it's uneven.
Oh, wow. That's
So
nice.
then you pull the truck forward a little bit, hop out, put out your leveling things, because it'll tell you exactly in inches or millimeters if you want how far out you are. So if you back into a spot and it's like, hey, driver's side is 2 inches lower than the passenger side, you know you need to raise the driver's side up 2 inches. So you go put your levelers on the driver's side, and then you just back the truck up onto them, and you back it up until it goes to level. And then when you disconnect it, it'll tell you exactly front to back how much you need to do. So then you can add your blocks to the back and the front, so you can lower the tongue in the front, or you can raise the tongue up, and it'll adjust the amount. And then you set your jacks and everything down after that.
How fun.
Super cool. So I was excited. So I got that. So I set that up this weekend. Figured out how to do that, so I got to just screw it in and get it attached. But
Nice.
it was a lot of fun, because we're going to try and take the trailer out next weekend, this coming weekend. for the first time.
I think it's gonna be a
So
good weekend.
I think it'll be it's gonna be cool. Yeah, it's supposed to be really cool actually.
Yeah,
like
no, it
low
kicks
of
way
like
down.
high of 55. It's
Wow.
supposed to be cold.
That's gonna be
Compared to
refreshing.
last week with a high of 90 something. So
yeah, so it might be too cold, but we're gonna crank on that furnace.
You got to get at
Have
least
the
a couple
fire,
of uses out of that thing
Have
before
some warm.
for the.
Oh, I'm gonna keep
year
using it
ends.
as much as I can.
Yeah,
I don't see why not.
absolutely.
Like we're gonna go have some fun.
Enjoy the vibe.
Anyway,
that's
that was my
great.
weekend.
Oh, happy to hear it.
Very nice.
Anthony.
Let's see. So my weekend started out on I think Friday night. My wife wanted to go over to her grandparents' house because she has her cousin in town, and she'd asked me. She goes, "Hey, do you do you want to come out with us tonight?" And I go, "Oh man, could really get some stuff done." Right? I've been kind of behind on things, and me and my wife we both decided we've been overcommitting to a lot of things lately, just like events and activities and going to see family and friends and all this stuff, and this was like the one time where she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go over here." I go, "Okay, I think I actually want to get some stuff done around the house, right, if I can." And so she's like, "That's fine." So I spent I think Friday evening cleaning out the garage. So I have one of those pressure washer attachments for my garage floor.
Right.
Remember I told you about that? It cleans the garage floor.
Yeah.
So
We have one here.
I use that like I think I'm using about 3-4 times a year, right? Probably one of the best dang things I've ever bought for.
Yeah, what do you do about all your Oriental rugs that you have in there?
Oh, yeah.
So all
Big rug guy.
the fine rugs.
Well, because that's how you park. You have one specifically
Well, it's
for
usually-
parking the Evo
usually to
on.
hide the stains from Grant Hawtrey's
same with the
family.
motorcycles and stuff. Right.
Yes.
Wow.
So do you
No.
take them out as well, or do you just clean the rugs?
You just clean over the top.
okay.
Oh.
But on a real note, though, so for what I do for that concrete, so I have the Housekeeping multi-star, right?
Yeah.
And I mix that stuff is strong, by the way. I don't know if you ever use
I
multi-star.
have multi-star. I don't think it's that strong.
I think it's pretty strong for concrete floor cleaning. Holy
okay,
crap.
I haven't cleaned concrete floors.
So I mix it like 2-to-1 in a sprayer, right? I spray down my entire concrete after I sweep it, of course, right? So then I just have a bunch of just splattered sprays all over the concrete,
yeah, you
right?
give it a little scrub.
And then I rip, I don't rip the thing. I just turn on my electric pressure washer, and then I start ripping, pull that
so
trigger.
do you have the long handle, or are you just running the stubby on
nope,
the end?
I
of
got
it?
a long handle, it's like extension, double extension,
Okay.
right? So I go through and I just start scrubbing the floors, and what it does is it creates this kind of frothy / wet. Everything just kind of rises to the surface. What I like though is like using a degreaser. It's going to get rid of all the oil stains or anything like
I
that.
don't know
that
you
I
had
in
that
the
many
garage.
oil stains in your garage.
I don't.
Everything leaks.
I don't know because I
I
spray
think
everything
leaks.
spray everything with brake cleaner as soon as that happens.
Oh,
I have to
thoughtful.
keep that stuff on hand. And so I went through, cleaned up my garage, swept everything, and this floor, spotless. Clean enough to eat off of, right?
But would you,
Literally.
though?
I would honestly, I'd throw a piece of bologna on the floor, I'd pick it right up and I'd eat it. Right? And bologna is the worst because everything sticks to it. So that's saying a lot.
I was going to say why
Pretty sure-
bologna, but then you answered
Pretty
why
sure
bologna.
most deli meats
No,
could turn
bologna
and dust
is
would
a
stick to.
different type of
I mean,
sticky.
if you get a Genoa salami,
What?
it's not going to stick as much
Okay,
as a bologna.
have
though.
you ever tried throwing prosciutto at a wall? Doesn't stick, right? Throw a piece of bologna at a wall.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's sticking.
But the smoother the surface, the better
Again,
it sticks.
I guess I have no.
You don't
Frame of
have bologna
reference?
throwing
I have
experience?
I have no frame of reference for bologna throwing and prosciutto throwing on walls.
You haven't thrown as much lunch meat as I have.
No, I have not.
Right?
I have not. I will.
I seem to distinctly remember as a kid,
I
somebody thought it
succeed
was
to
a
you.
funny idea to throw bologna at the bus window when it drove by, and I remember
Yeah.
it sticking pretty well. So
No,
I can vouch
bologna
for
is
that.
insane, right? So I'm just saying it was clean enough to eat a piece of bologna off of that have stuck to the floor, and that
Okay.
says a lot, right?
Okay.
Mixed
yeah.
with floor cleaner.
So fresh, clean bologna tasting floor.
Yes, yeah, precisely. And so, I went through and organized some stuff. I had to clean a bunch of chemicals. Right now I'm still trying to sort through a lot of my detailing chemicals. I'm just like, I'm detailing less this time of year. I feel like during the spring, right, with all the rain we have and all of that, it was like a constant thing of like keeping my cars clean or whatever I needed to do. Summer was not that bad this summer, right? But then now into fall, this is kind of the nice time of
Yeah.
year where for the most part, dust is pretty low. Bugs are pretty low. They're getting lower, and then bird droppings aren't happening as much and things like that. So I haven't had to detail as much. So I'm like, God, dude, I'm sitting on all these chemicals. Like I gotta use them. I gotta do something with them, right? Yeah. Because most.
So did you just pour them in your grass?
No, I didn't pour them in my grass. I started thinking, I'm like, okay, I got to start mixing up concoctions, or I need to start using this stuff for plenty of other things, right? Yeah. Like, instead of being smart and diluting something like O&R Absolute for washing my baseboards, I think I'm just going to start using, like, high-end quick detailers or something. Okay. Yeah. Like, you know, things that I should never use something like that for. But I'm like, I gotta use them because some of these are going on a couple of years old now, three years old, so... Anyway, so after I did that on Friday night, I started setting things up, getting the garage prepared for what was going to come over the weekend, which is going to be a very exciting, upcoming thing here I'm going to tell you about.
I know, I saw that. I'll post it up.
That's
Thanks,
great.
Yoshi. It makes me feel great.
Yeah, that's like.
Although the question is, why is it on the flat? Is it damaged or does it look fine? In which case, it was something like electrical gremlin or something. Anyway, Anthony's story today.
Something like that. No, you're good, Dane. And I think that was pretty much it on Friday night. I actually took the Evo for a drive after that,
good.
And finally got that out. And
when was the last time you did that?
Dane, probably a month ago. And so it was nice just to get it out. Mm-hmm. So I went and drove around. My favorite thing, right? Because like I'm always like kind of not stressed when I'm driving that car. I'm just paranoid, right? Because it seems like there's always somebody or something that happens, right? So I'm driving just to go visit my friend Jason, to go check on him, see how he's doing, right? Just drink a beer or two, right? And just talk cars, right? Driving over to his house, and I'm listening to it, and I'm hearing like this, like just gangster rap, right? And I'm like, what is going on? Like that is so loud and so like not good bassy. Like what? Like where's that coming from? I look behind me, right? Nissan Altima, right?
Because of course it is.
Listen, nice. Middle-aged woman, right?
Nice.
Hood on. Right, okay. Smoking a cig, right?
Trish
right?
adjacent,
smoking a cig, right?
She's like this.
She's bobbing as she's smoking her cig, right? Doing her lip gloss with the other hand, right?
While smoking, doing all this at once.
I'm looking behind me, right? Man. Her hands aren't on the wheel, right?
Right, yeah.
And she is bobbing like this, doing her lip, and she's behind me as I'm driving the Evo. I'm like, good God. I'm like,
if I put on my brakes on a panic stop, it's going to result poorly.
Please.
Your JDM bumper.
Why does this always happen to me? No, that was like the one thing. I was like, God, go figure, right? And she followed me for like 4 miles, and it was just the worst. I was so paranoid and stressed. So
you didn't just turn off into a neighborhood and let her go by, and then.
It was one of those. It was like I think it was on like Linder, which is like one of those streets where it's like there's not really a lot of room to do that on.
Sure.
So like the old Meridian Linder, not new Linder.
I was gonna say new Linder. You got plenty of room.
Yeah, no, old Meridian Linder.
All right.
So after that, though, I think on Saturday morning, that's where we actually had some pictures planned for family photos. We were going to go to the Bruno Sand Dunes where we had gone in a previous adventure.
Well, that's a great place to go do pictures. Originally, you said you had to go to Mountain Home for family photos.
Yeah, that's where I thought we were going.
And I said, that makes no sense.
Who goes there for family photos? Like
the Air Force.
What scenic things are in that town for you to go and take a picture
there's a couple stage stops. There's a Holiday Inn Express.
Don't get me wrong. If you like fighter jets and stuff, you can get pictures in front of those. Looks
there's
awesome.
There's a Walmart and a McDonald's.
But there's really not a lot in the way of landscape scenery for you to enjoy there.
True.
Bruno sounds much more beautiful.
That was the plan.
Oh, okay. So
plan got
Mountain
canceled.
Home is like the Bakersfield of
my daughter.
Treasure Valley area.
She had it sounded like her cough was sounding like very croupy. Or was it, it's called.
What?
It's once you become a parent, Dane, it's a term you understand.
Yeah, I understand.
Croup.
Yeah.
It's when a cough sounds like
it's got a honk to it.
It's got like a kind of a weird. I don't know how to sound.
It's a guttural honk.
It's like a phlegmy.
No, it's
you know how there's I am Groot. This is I am croup.
It's a very. It sounds when you hear it,
similar.
You go, oh, yeah, it makes sense.
Croup. Okay, I'm just gonna have to take your word for it.
But it's an odd cough that kids get.
Okay,
and when that happens, it's.
Yeah, so she had that kind of cough going on into the night, so we're like, oh gosh, she might be getting sick. We don't know what's going on. I think we're going to cancel photos because she didn't sleep very well, and so we canceled the photos. And then really the rest of Saturday was kind of spent just doing things around the house, just trying to kind of stay busy and taking care of more stuff. And then I finally washed my wife's car. So Diamond Body 36 update.
Yeah.
After over a year now. We're a year and a month or whatever it is, right? Dude, performing awesome.
Nice.
That's
Performing
good
awesome.
stuff, man.
Yeah, that was 1.5 years ago,
Yeah.
right? Or a year and a month ago, right? When we did that. Okay, just wanna
13
make
months.
Sure. You literally like unfazed. Like I don't know, it just looked exactly like it did the first wash, right? The lower areas, hydrophobics, like they're still 100% there. A little bit slower on the far low, on like the middle door lowers.
Did you just wash that second spot?
I didn't like deep clean. I probably could have hit maybe with some APC or something like that to see if it would bring it back a little bit further. But dude, I was like, crap, this is performing beautifully. I mean, like really, really good. And so cleaned up super well. Did interior, exterior on her car. Vacuum, blew some things out, if you know what I mean. Levi and Dane did some blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure
Yeah,
did.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I did a lot of blowing last night.
Yeah, and it was amazing. It was awesome. I mean, it really cleaned things up pretty fast. So, I need a bigger air compressor though for what if I'm doing more blowing.
You don't need a bigger one. You just need more tanks.
I need more sister tanks.
Sometimes it's not the capacity so much as the flow, right?
No,
No,
the
it is.
flow
really
is
need
good.
to
I
ensure
just
you
Anthony and I have
good
the same
flow.
flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a higher capacity because of my sister tank.
You've synced your
Yeah.
flows.
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
he synced 2 flows.
Yeah. Okay.
So end up doing that, clean that out, and then I think it was actually Saturday night I started getting the garage prepared a little bit more, right, in preparation for this big thing.
Okay.
So Sunday, this is the big thing. I am significantly upgrading my racing simulator setup.
Ooh.
Right? We talked about how
we
racing
talked about going down, picking up a dashboard from a
Yes,
car,
yes.
getting a seat, getting maybe a
What,
frame
a lawn
welded
chair
up.
wasn't good enough?
No,
Wow,
I'm
gee,
really saying.
bougie
And, well,
much?
what was Dane? You want the feel.
Yeah,
right?
the lawn
You want
chair.
to feel like you're in a real car.
You want a place to rest your drink and,
It's
you know.
like- so I've
feel
seen
like
a lot of those
might be
simulator
confused
builds
for boom
where
hour.
people take like parts from a real car, but it's always like a not like exciting
like a
car.
Focus. It's like a 90s Focus.
Like a 90s Focus,
because
or like
they weren't willing to rip apart an
or
actual
we should
expensive
find-
car.
we should
or
build
it's
a
like
Civic.
an early 90s 5 Series
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
where it's like all like wood grain. I go, so this is what you
Yeah.
wanted,
But
and
here's what we do: we get you a Civic Dash.
that would probably feel the most at home. And I
No,
got
rip
enough.
out the
I got
interior
it.
from Mercury Mystique.
And I got enough
There you
Civic
go.
SI clusters where I could at least
Yeah.
make it look cool.
Yeah, but you could build it out and then just get yourself a Corbeau seat.
Wow, the
Yeah.
bolstering.
Just
on
have
this.
my car.
It's like you're in your car.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not bolstering. A family of rats just ran
We
out
can
of
also
it.
get our saws. We have saws alls.
Yeah, Sawzalls.
We could saws all
My car.
That- car.
Okay, sorry, not to
chunks
derail
of
your
cars
thing.
and bring them
That
in.
was something I got this weekend. I thought you'd be excited.
You
for
got a
me. For the
Sawzall?
dog door.
You got
I
a
got a
Sawzall?
Milwaukee 18-volt Sawzall.
You Milwaukee.
Because
yeah, there
I'm
you
cutting
go.
out that
Nice.
dog door, and I'm like, I've already got the impact.
So
of the
mine
18
is
volts,
not
so I get the big
mine
boy
is a
Sawzall.
Milwaukee, but it is
Oh.
not a battery operated one.
here's
So mine
my-
is a corded one.
Here's my problem, though. I bought it tool only, thinking that meant, oh, it doesn't come with the battery. That's fine. I've got the battery. I'm not worried about it.
Came with an extra battery.
I get home, it does not have the actual saw blade.
oh yeah, you got to
Oh,
buy
yeah,
the
There's
buy
no
the
blade,
saw
and I'm
blades,
just sitting there
Dane.
going, I thought it came with like a starter
No,
one.
Dane, no, you got to buy
I
the
thought
saw
tool
blades.
only. I was like, okay, no battery.
No,
that's
but the
fine,
best
it
part
has
is
the
you get
blade,
a
right?
mixture of
no,
blades.
It
yeah,
doesn't.
you can get their pack, which has steel cutting ones, wood cutting ones.
So I need one for
Yeah. You
kind
can
of like
concrete.
metal and fiberglass.
You can cut
So,
through literally anything,
yeah.
Dane. It's
It's
incredible.
the most fun you'll have.
So I thought
sawing.
you guys would be excited to hear
Yeah,
that.
no, I like it.
Yeah.
So
Congrats.
outside of that, though, yeah. So back to this racing.
So you're building a
simulator thing.
racing sim.
Yeah.
So,
what
this
was it?
racing sim will literally be like it's a significant upgrade, right? And so I've been running my racing simulator setup that I've had for like 3 years,
Yeah,
right?
which is a
It's-
lawn chair and
It kinda looks like a lawn chair.
plastic folding table with a
Kinda.
steering wheel on it.
It's technically a foldable cockpit, but it's not as like immersive.
It's called his mobile.
My
solution
mobile.
package.
Your
Your
mobile unit.
mobile,
This
mobile
is
solution.
This is what I would
package.
take when I go camping with you.
Right.
Yeah, this is my driving sim for when I'm camping
Yeah.
and I need to use this.
He's
TV
plugged
or
into my
it's
my generator's just running like
Sucking
crazy.
through all the
Like,
power.
Anthony, why are you running the?
We're really going through a lot of gas
Turns
here.
out when he took the interior from the car, he also included the AC compressor and everything. So it's just
My
running
generator
off
will
of
run
your
for 1 hour
generator.
for 14 hours on 1 gallon of gas.
You're just breathing free on. All right.
So we, yeah. So anyway, my current setup's been awesome, right? this is the reason why I upgraded my TV, right?
Yeah.
Remember how I was talking about the TV?
Mm-hmm.
I had that Hisense, which was crap, and like took that back. I got that TCL Q7, awesome. Literally, I have not had one issue with it. I think the TV looks incredible too. So I got the TV. I have been wanting to build this new kind of cockpit. So the companies that I chose to go with for this setup, they're called GT Omega, which builds the cockpit. It's like the full modular, like, I don't know how to describe
piece of furniture.
it. It's not furniture. It's like a full customizable building of rails and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
So
It's
it
like
takes up some square footage.
yeah, but it's just like a hardcore, like anodized aluminum, like crazy frame, right?
Is this going in your house or your garage
absolutely,
or your shed?
absolutely.
Where's
going
it
in my
going?
house. Absolutely going in my house. And so,
It's in his garage at the moment.
I'm
saw.
building it in my garage because there's no
It's not
way
gonna fit through your door.
I wanted it to look aesthetically pleasing for some reason.
The pedals look insane on it.
Wait, what? I'm confused. You built it in your garage so it'd look aesthetically pleasing,
And now
for,
you can't fit it
for,
through the
for
doorway.
a reason.
but you can't get it into your house now.
I know I have to disassemble some of it. I know.
Oh,
So
come on.
so which car is living outside currently?
The RSX is currently living outside, and because if I were to park my car inside and not have my wife's car inside, I think she would kill me, especially with how much time I've probably been taking with this project. So the cockpit's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Full racing seat, like lumbar support, reclinable, everything, all the adjustments that you would ever want, like literally front and back adjustment on the seat, on sliders.
Yeah, you could have done that with a car.
Diamond plate floorboard.
Could have again
all
gone to the
these-
junkyard with a sawzall and cut
I've
out
seen
a
that
quarter.
in 80s
We
Dodge
could have
pickup
cut a
trucks.
Civic in half and left the whole dashboard
Yeah.
True.
and just cut it so it was only a driver's side.
So all this crap, right? I mean, so that's from this company called GT Omega, and then the actual gear, like the steering wheel, the pedals, the shifter, all that stuff is coming from another company called Moser Racing, and this full setup, it's really nice. Short of like a full motion simulator, right?
Yeah.
Which I would freaking love. This is going to be really, really fun. So Jimmy came over to actually help me build this.
Okay.
So me by my own, this would have probably taken me like 3 days.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like Legos, but like
Yeah, it's hard. It's a lot of assembly.
It's a lot of assembly.
But
and
Jimmy's
so,
done this before, so it kind of helps speed things up.
he hadn't done one like this, but he's good at just building things.
He's
and so,
very handy. Yeah.
he came over and we hung out, dude. We literally, my wife baked cookies in the house.
Aw.
Me and Jimmy were out there wrenching, and it was funny because he's like, "Yeah, it's kind of like we're working on a car, but not really." And I'm like, and it's like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I told him, I said it's a lot less stressful, and he goes, "Yeah, but we haven't had like the righty tighty, righty loosey
Lefty
We
situation.
didn't lose any 10 mils,
We
so I
haven't
guess we're
lost
okay.
anything, but it's going pretty
We
well."
don't have to
So
worry about it starting.
we ended up building that for most of the day, and by the time we were done later in the night, we both looked at it and we go, "Wow, this thing's crazy." But all I could think about was, how am I going to get this into my house?
Yeah.
Because it's a rig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll have to figure that out some way, somehow.
Okay.
But yeah.
Are you gonna have a yard sale to make room for it in your
He's going to have to
spare
sell
room?
his door frame just to get it in there.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll have to figure it out. I might have to get really creative with it. But anyway, so that's what I did. Built that on Sunday, and hopefully I'll get to. It's not complete yet. I still have to put the TV on. I have to wire it up and all that. But
Okay.
I'll give you guys an update maybe next week.
So are you going to be running on iReady? What are you going to be racing on?
iReady
Or iRacing, or whatever it is?
iRacing Spice.
What are you going to be playing on? Are you going to be just doing your Forza?
It's called a Assetto Corsa is what it's called.
Okay.
It's a racing simulator. It's called the Ultimate Driving Simulator.
The regular version and
Do
competitive.
you have one TV or 3 TVs? So you have panoramic view?
55. It's a 55.
I know. I'm
so
just saying. Do you have like the side like what we have
I don't
here?
like that. I don't like curved screens.
Okay.
I feel like that.
Well, not
that
even a
doesn't
curve,
look
just
right.
3 monitors like this.
Right, yeah. If you do a wrap around like this.
Maybe someday, my stand is capable of doing that.
55
I
in
just
the
don't think my
42s
computer
or
is
43s on the sides.
capable of running 3 screens. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
I think your
eventually.
computer is capable of doing it. I run 3 screens at home just for stream.
Yeah, Dane's
setup.
not even racing, and he's got this setup.
Yeah,
gosh.
and
He
I'm
bought
just
the
using
whole
Mac Studio.
He built that same whole setup
Your
in
crazy
his.
built gaming
He built it in
PC
his
that Jimmy
basement.
built. You could definitely do that.
Yeah,
We'll
Dane
see.
built this
I
in
don't
his
know.
basement.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's all I got. So that's a wrap, guys.
That's pretty cool, though. So, are you gonna start doing some competition stuff, some real stuff?
Yeah.
We've got some friends all over the world that do this for real.
I'm thinking that after seeing the Gran Turismo movie, I might still have a shot. I know I'm getting up there in age, and in comparison to like the younger
How are those
19,
reflexes?
20-year-old kids that have really fast,
but your body
sharp
can handle
reflexes.
those G-forces.
The thing is I haven't used those reflexes, right? I haven't needed to unlock those. I've been honing them, right?
Yeah,
For
well, you're an
many
athlete.
years, right? And now I'm ready to get
Top
back
level
in the
Well,
ring.
that's how it works, right? I mean, the skills are always in there. It's just up to you to access them.
Yeah.
So they are. You're somehow better because you haven't been using.
Well,
them
just
compared
remember,
to
the
people
next
who
time that
have.
we go to the Atlanta Motorsports Park and you
Yeah.
get in the car, you'll be prepared, and so things won't shift inside you.
No, absolutely.
Because you'll
100%.
already be ready. You'll
Yep.
have trained.
Yeah.
Your body will be used to it because of the fact that you've been sim racing in a seat that doesn't
It
move.
doesn't move.
I
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
think what happened to me could happen to you with enough force.
Dane, I don't think so. I don't know.
That
I think,
was exciting.
I think I'll be
You
fine.
can say, what's
If
this?
you
Are we
don't know
pulling
that
4Gs?
story,
I know
we'll
this.
tell it
So
some other
it's gonna be
time.
funny is we go to Atlanta Motorsports Park. I sit in the car and they're like, "All right, so you know what you're doing?" I go, "I got like 20 hours in the racing simulator."
And they're like,
on
full,
this track.
full G-sim? And you're like,
And-
no,
and I
just a standard
floor
one.
it. And they're like, "Wait!"
You're not ready. I'm ready.
We got to crash at turn 2. Crash at turn 2. Yeah,
so-
that was crazy.
So before we go today, I had a few saved comments. I kind of like doing this at the end just to kind of make sure we catch up on the ones that maybe didn't fit into the overall scheme, but we can answer them here at the end. So I've got a question here from Gogo Jin saying, when will you guys make your wash buckets available for purchase?
Well, we've got our stickers available for purchase.
Stickers are always available, but
Yeah.
buckets are usually a limited thing that we'll do every once in a while.
Yeah.
And the reason for buckets not being sold through our website as just the bucket is because it's really hard to just ship air. It's so much just empty volume in there, even though it takes up a big space. It's very expensive to ship something like that. And it's hard to price it in a way that's fair to both you and to us. So that's why we choose to usually do a bucket that's full of stuff, because then we can justify the cost. It makes more sense that way. Next up, I got Jamie. Swamp Creature has risen for the main show. #Rage in the Cage. This Friday, Grandambassador Man receives a high pile of pain, brother.
Oh, very nice. Very
I
excited.
love
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
I think it's amazing. I love what they're doing. Oh my god.
Super Auto 2K here saying, speaking of trolling, where's Grandambassador Man? That's a good question. I think we'll find out on Friday. Then I've got another one here. These pop-up. Okay, so the thing about the pop-up ads, this is just what happens when you're a monetized channel. I just wanted to address it because I can only control how much or how little, and I told it to do a balance thing, so it wasn't giving you a ton, but that's up to YouTube to do it. That's not in our control beyond that. So sorry, man. But of course, there's always super chats and stuff like that. Hopefully offsets, but it is what it is. That's just YouTube. Last one here. This is the one from Yoshi. So yeah, anyway, that was pretty much all I got there. And then it's basically a whole bunch of hellos from
Hello,
Roberto.
everybody.
So
Take us away,
that's
Dane.
really
I just
it.
want to say thanks again, everybody that came out on Saturday to Budco and South Salt Lake. It was a great turnout. It was great seeing everybody. I really appreciate everybody coming out and saying hello.
And thank you to all those who did. All right, guys. So if you haven't hit like on this video yet, please do so. Helps us out, helps you out by helping us out. And of course, if you're not subscribed, make sure you are subscribed to this channel as well as the Rag Company main YouTube channel. The other big thing, what you have to know is, we talked about it at the beginning of the show, but we've got a fun surprise for you at the end of the Q&A this week. So if you're not watching this week's Q&A, you're missing out. You're really, really missing out. We've already given plenty of hints. But anyway, that's all I can say for now. Just make sure you tune in this Thursday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, and we'll see you there for Q&A Thursday. In the meantime, have yourself a wonderful week, and we'll catch up with you then. Adios.
See ya.
See ya.